back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show. It's a Monday morning, and also, do you remember the year 1994? All the things that happened in 1994, also including the fact that the song Age Ain't Nothing But a Number was released, a debut album by the late pop and R&B singer Aaliyah, caused much controversy because of the relationship and marriage that she had with the album's producer, R. Kelly. So why is it so scandalous? You may ask. Well, of course, we are living at a time where people are talking about sugar daddies, blessings, and of course, at the time, she was 15 and he was 28 years old.
Still a huge gap. Now, keeping this in mind, why is society so adverse to sizable age gaps between couples? Now, we have our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, in the building to discuss this topic with us. And if you have any questions or comments and you would like to remain anonymous, feel so free to do so. You can call us. Those lines are open, 021 430 9881. And of course, we would love to hear if you're currently in a relationship with a huge age gap and things are going well.
Yeah, Dr. Eve, let's get right into it. We're encouraged by society to marry somebody of a similar age. But is there any statistics and analysis that backs up that it's more preferable or advantageous to marry somebody who's similar to your age?
So I was looking at some recent research to show if there is anything that will show differently from that current line of thinking, that perhaps we've kind of just been socialized into that idea.
Okay.
That this is what is the cool thing to do, or the correct thing to do, is that there's got to be like about a 5-year disparity between couples, usually the guy older and the woman younger. And what current research is showing, because of the equity that exists between men and women, that there seems to be a difference in that people are saying, I'm less interested in the age of what this person is, and I'm much more interested in the person and in other things that this person represents to me. But there comes back the strong drive to wanting to have that men are older, the women younger. And we talk about this a lot on the show, around the biological imperative for the guy to have the younger woman to be able to be fertile, and the woman to have the older guy who's going to support her. But there is a shift that's happening more towards, it doesn't really matter what the age is. I mean, let's be honest, you can meet somebody who is 35 and nowhere. And you can have somebody who's 35 who's a woman and is absolutely thriving, striving, and doing really, really well. Is she going to be interested in the guy who's 35 or 40 who's really nowhere? Well, no longer. So it's not just because his age is going to be the attractant for her. She really wants to be with somebody who's going to be successfully, confidently, ambitiously independent. And that could be that he could be 21.
Yeah.
And she could be 35. So are we moving into that place where we're recognizing other things are more important than the number? I'm really looking forward to what our viewers are going to think about this controversial statement.
Absolutely.
I am looking forward to it. Give us a call. Those lines are open, 021 430 9881. And Dr. Eve, I also wanted to know from you, you mentioned the heterosexual relationship, the man being a little bit older, the woman a little bit younger. But does that prove to be more successful, though? Because you're saying things are changing, so does it mean just because the man's older, things will be more successful?
No, it's not that it's going to be. As you were saying that, so I felt like this discomfort going down. It's like, why does it have to be that way, that because the man is older? It felt for me like immediately uncomfortable, because I think that there has to be other criteria. I want women to feel more equal. And the minute that you've got disparity in age, you're going to have a power imbalance. And we talk about this a lot as well. So I think that even if there is a disparity in age, I'm always going to be wanting to push that the woman has a sense of empowerment and independence for herself, and that the guy does, because we're also living in an age of cougar, where older women, it's kind of cool to be able to have a younger man or woman by her side, that he or she also has a sense of independence and power. That's like the most important thing that we have to consider over here. It doesn't mean that it's going to be successful because the person is older. I mean, we've got to move away from that old thinking.
Someone once said to me, you can actually come up with a formula that if what your age minus that person's age divided by 2 is more than 7, then it is. It's way too much. Anyway, we'll talk more about that after a short little break. We'll come back with Dr. E, but our lines are open, 021 430 9881.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
All right, we're back again with Dr. Eve. Our relationship chat today all about age. Is it nothing but a number? In fact, Zoe is having such a hard time right now. She needs a glass of water. So Luke organized a glass of water. She asked for one just now. But listen, our lines are open 0214309881. Nazila from Goodwood is on the line. Good morning, Nazila.
Good morning to you, Katlego, and the rest of the crew.
Morning.
Great to have you with us this morning. Happy Monday. What is your question or your comment?
I've got a 26-year-old son, and he is seeing a 39-year-old woman.
Okay.
And it is not sitting very well with his parents.
Okay.
What do I say to my son?
All right.
Eve.
All right.
Nazila,
All right.
Nazila, help us here. Why doesn't it feel comfortable for you?
Because she's almost not at childbearing age.
Oh.
All right. So
Okay,
that's one aspect.
so
of it.
that's a big thing for you, that she may not be able to give you grandchildren.
That's correct, yes.
And she doesn't have any of her own children yet.
No.
And what does your son say? Why is he attracted to this person of 39?
We haven't even gotten that far.
Oh, are you too shell-shocked?
We
How long have they been together, if I
going
may
to ask
ask?
the same.
He asked us the evening if he could go out with friends to go and have supper. And then we said yes. And then the question came up with, where are you going to, with who are you having supper? And then it came out, he mentioned a name, and his sister made a joke, and his sister said, how old is this person? Is this person 109?
Wow.
And then he said, what are you on about? Your grandmother's name is that, and she's 89. And his sister said, exactly. And then when he came back the evening from supper, I asked the question, so where did you go to? Did you enjoy your evening? What is her name? And how old is she? And then he diverted and he said, I think my room is calling me.
Oh my goodness.
And
so clearly, I think clearly, I think we understand. I just want to hear from Dr. Eve. So
called him
Dr.
back
Eve can
and I
maybe.
said to him, but we can't.
Nazila, we love to hear your story, but we think we've got other people on the line. But besides that, you know what I want to say to you? I'm going to be a little cheeky over here. Nazila, your son's 26. Does he still have to ask you permission to go out? And does he still have to be interrogated? I'm going to say to you that you need to be letting him go a little, giving him some independence so he can make his own choices, Nazila. But
Okay.
anyway, I do understand that for you, fertility is an issue. Yes,
So
Kate.
maybe let's go to the aspect of the person in the relationship. So let's say Nazila's
Yes.
son.
Yes.
And he now needs to speak to his mom about the fact that, I love this person, I really want to be with this person,
Yes.
though that person might not fit your criteria.
Exactly.
We'll quickly touch on that in a second.
Okay, we
Let's
have
take
another caller.
call.
Yes.
Okay.
Feroz from Port Elizabeth. Thank you for sending us all of the wind, Feroz. It's here in Cape Town. How are you? Feroz, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Excellent. Very well, man. Thanks so much for the call. What is your question or comment?
Well, I met a woman 13 years older than what I was. I was 20 at the time, and at 21, I got married to her. And we've been married now for 22 years.
Wow, that is, come on. Love is real, Feroz. Love is real. Tell me, what were some of the challenges you faced in the beginning? Were there any challenges with that age?
There was
gap?
lots.
Uh-huh.
There was a lot of challenges in play because I was young.
Yeah.
She was a divorcee with 3 kids as well.
Wow.
So I had to step up to the plate very quickly, not wanting to be a father, but I learned how to handle parenthood. Being Muslim and married to a Catholic was also a big issue.
You had everything against you.
And then also being Indian and she being white was also a problem at the time.
Whoa.
And the only person that rocked up at my wedding was my grandmother.
Wow, man.
Bless her soul and may she rest in peace. But yeah, there was a lot of challenges. And especially going out to places, you're so sort of have to learn to control yourself because people look at you and it's like, what the hell is this guy doing with this woman?
Yeah.
You know, what's she doing with him, for example? You know, and making racial remarks. And you have to bite your tongue as much as you're young, you're hot-blooded, you want to challenge the world. You basically calm yourself. She was my calming mechanism, like, you know, just calm down. These people don't know what they're doing. You coming home with me. I'm not going home with anyone besides you. And that was a sort of a, you know, we used to complement each other in a lot of ways. And 22 years later, we're still there.
Rose, I've got to say thank you so much for that wonderful call. Unfortunately, we've got to take a quick break, but we will be back on the other side. Those lines are open, so keep those calls coming in.
Yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso and it's Monday, which means we are talking relationships. Very interesting topic as we are talking about is age just a number? And Dr. Eve is with us. We, just before the ad break, had two really good callers. Nazila called in. She's a mom and she's worried about the age gap between her son and his new girlfriend. We also had Feroz calling in who said that he was young, got married to someone that's much older than him, and they've been married for more than 20 years.
I hope that Nazila can take some comfort in trusting her son by listening to Feroz, who must have gone against everything that his family, his culture, his religion, his race dictated to him, and went ahead and has got a wonderful success story to tell us. And he sounded so grounded, he sounded so wise. And I wish that we could trust our children, and I'm saying this specifically to Nazila, trust your son to be able to make good decisions instead of making decisions for him. But that's just on another level in terms of parenting altogether. In terms of the age difference, there is, I mean, we're hearing there is enormous challenges to overcoming and taking on such a huge age difference. And maybe, I don't know if it was because the woman was older, but I mean, he had everything, Feroz had everything against him, and they conquered. I have great admiration for him that he was able to conquer so many different, what we call intersections. Very impressive. So, you know, let's talk about the fact. Let's come back to the original fact, which is that the number shouldn't count. It should be about the person and the uniqueness of what the person offers. But then, as we were talking in the break, Zoe, as well, it's more the stage that becomes relevant as one goes through the different age differences. It's a stage that you're at, because you have different ideals and different ambitions and goals at different stages, which may be completely different to what the younger or the older person is interested in at that time.
So if we touch a bit on that, those interpersonal aspects, go ahead, Zoe.
Well, when I was in high school, my rule of thumb, it was just like a little bit of a guidance. Like I would never look past anyone that was 2 years older than me. And as I went to varsity, it changed to 4 years. And, you know, now the gap is bigger that I'm willing to look at, you know, but that's like you say, it's not about the ages, but rather the stages that you're in.
Yeah, and it's about different values.
Yeah. So what then happens when, let's say, you did go into a relationship, not regarding the age, and you thought we're compatible, there's chemistry, we like each other, and then you get to a stage where it does start mattering.
It does, and you're looking
the
at
stages
me.
aren't the same.
At my age, it's going to matter. I mean, seriously, it is going to matter. If you're going to be in your 50s, in your 60s, and you're with somebody who you married who was 20 or 10 years younger than you, you're going to feel that disparity way more because you've got different issues around health, around what you want to be doing. You're thinking about retiring, where the younger person is really thinking about still progressing and very active and very alive with wanting ambitious things still.
So what do you do then? Do you sort to find a way where you can realign your goals and maybe have a bit of an understanding of what the other person is going through? Or is it one of those things where, well, we're at different stages, so...
No, I don't think that. I think that there's a wonderful acceptance that should happen around that we are in different stages and what are the things that we find compelling about each other. Companionship, support, wisdom of the older person. And of course, I mean, sexually, there's wonderful chemistry that happens between age diversities, where when you're younger, as a younger person, you've got an older woman. I mean, there's fire with that. And when you're an older woman, you know, there is fire with this younger guy. And so there are sexual compatibilities that happen and sexual positivities that happen when there's age differences as well.
I like that you're looking at this with so much positivity, Dr. Eve.
I am, because I think it's really important not to be judging people according to age. I much prefer that we work and we look at people according to value systems and not just write off somebody because, oh, this person's 21 or this person's 41 and say it's not going to be for me. Let's be rather more present with what this person is.
Absolutely.
Well, our producers just said to us the lines are going crazy downstairs. downstairs. So
let's
thank
do
you so
it.
much to each and everyone for
Yeah.
calling. Unfortunately, we can't get to every call, but those lines are open. We will be back with Dr. Eve shortly. 0214309881. We will see you in a bit.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We are back with Dr. Eve as we talk relationships, and this time the number or the age in relationships. But Dr. Eve, we have another caller,
Yes.
Megan from Johannesburg. Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, thank you. What's your comment or question for Dr. Eve?
I just want to say, I think this is such a lovely part of your program because age doesn't actually matter. My husband and I are now married. He's 12 years older than me. When I first met him on a blind date before we got married, he told me he was 47. Then to find out that he was actually 12 years older than me, we got married and eventually found out what his real age was. I'm now 49 and he's 61, so that makes me a cougar if he's still 47 because he keeps telling everyone he's 47, 47, 47.
So clearly this was a bit of an element of fun at the end of the day.
I hope it was fun, and I hope it wasn't something that you feel angry with him about. Are you still finding the age difference interesting?
You know, the thing is, I've met his friends who are the same age as him, but they look much older than him.
Yeah.
He doesn't act his age. He acts so much younger. Maybe because I'm 49
You're still young
and he's
and
47.
Yeah, I think also, that's cute. I think also, you know, that there is an idea, a construct of what somebody at 61 should be like. Hello, I'm 61. I mean, there's an idea, there's a construct of what this should be like. And what you are finding that living with this person is that it's just not like that he is a person and that he has his own energy, vitality, and whatever it is. So
But
enjoy.
age,
Yeah.
age 12 years is just a number. You know,
Yeah, but,
he doesn't act his age. He acts younger than his friends that I've met.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know.
And he's such a beautiful, wonderful husband. We've been married for
This
7 years.
is a lovely story. An
The
ode
love
to my
segment.
husband.
The love segment. So you
The
would
love
agree
segment.
with what we've just
Yeah.
heard right now?
Yeah,
that
but it does catch up, Kat. I mean, we can't avoid that there is things that creep in as you get older that are challenging.
So, Dr. Eve, you're not necessarily saying that it can't be done. It's just that when
Yeah.
that realization strikes, you
Yes.
need to be ready to deal with it.
I don't think you're ever ready to deal with it, Kat. You're too young to even think about that. But you're not ready to deal with it at all. I think that hopefully there would be a relationship that is substantial, that is grounded, and that is real. And that therefore you just adapt. Because in order to have any relationship, what do you need? Flexibility.
Okay.
Flexibility, adaptation. That's what you need to have. So you have to be flexible. Because also let's remember that somebody who's younger can fall ill or can have an accident. Anything can happen. And so there has to be flexibility in dealing with that person. So let's forget ages. Let's forget numbers. Let's forget weight numbers, size numbers, age numbers. Let's just be with the person. That's what I say. And that's what I put on my Facebook page. You know, no numbers, just person. Be present.
No numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so
you.
much to Deline, Denise,
yes,
and Leonie, who also called in, and to all of our beautiful callers that contributed so beautifully to this subject.
Yes,
And
thank
Dr. Eve will see you next week for another relationship chat.
Yes.
And as always,
Got a date.
thanks, babe.